Benedetta is just the perfect pickup for RSGMY to actually just deny it away from Support.
Well, I think they could take the Benedetta away. Do I think it's the greatest in the world? Possibly not, because again, they are going to be locking in the Beatrix first, so RSGMY is taking a different direction. They want to make sure that Iris has a winning lane of some sort. So Homeboys, ideally there's one or two solutions to this. Number one, they take the Uranus. They don't have any bad matchups now. They have Dyroth as well as the Esmeralda is already missing. So therefore, that could be their safest bet. They could also go for Benedetta. An even more crazy option would be a Lapu Lapu, arguably even Yuzong, despite having the Valentina.
Yeah, and on top of it, I feel like RSGMY is in a situation where they just want to, especially in the final phase of the ban, they're just countering all of Anip's comfort heroes in terms of the markman, taking away Beatrix, forcing him to play something like a Popo and Koopa. It's something that's viable to their option. RSGMY, they have the composition that can flex it out, right? This Ruby might be in side lane. Ruby, we've seen Iris in the past kind of play through the regular season. But Homeboys, they bring in the Marsha, they bring in Iritel. We didn't see too much Marsha towards the end of regular season, but today itself, we've seen 2 Marsha games, one from Orange Esports and now a second time here for Homeboys, and I'm liking a little bit more. The one-shot potential on Support can completely destroy Beatrix Dreams despite the nerfs coming into this patch.
Absolutely, and that's also reinforced by the fact that there's not a lot of sandbags up in the EXP lane anymore. I mean, they technically can still play Uranus if they want to, but in terms of utility, he doesn't bring much to the table against the composition of what the Homeboys bring. So now he has to take Lapu Lapu. He has to take the initiative for the rest of the team.
Well, RSGMY going for a very, very sustained draft, fighter-oriented playstyle to deal with Homeboys. In this case, I'm a little bit worried because the Fanny seems mighty scary against this composition.
Yeah, Fanny is going to be good, but if RSG can actually make it through the early stages of the game, get to that level 4, look for the bigger team fights, I think they've got a very decent chance.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this is going to be the lower brackets for RSGMY going up against Homeboys. The draft's been set. This is going to be a do or die moment. Whoever takes the series will advance, and whoever does not will be eliminated. The draft has been picked off. The second Marsha of today. Valentina's coming in from RSGMY. Can Izanami clutch it away? The Prince of Mage here in MPLMY. Can they hold on for their dear lives? Ladies and gentlemen, let us find out as we head into the Land of Dawn for game number 1 of Homeboys versus RSGMY.
Welcome everybody, Homeboys on the blue side up against RSG on the red side, and they are expecting potential invades here. They need to make sure that this purple buff is going to be taken away as soon as possible. A good move from the Homeboys taking preemptive measures, but this is not the breaking point, right? We're expecting the breaking point to happen around the first turtle, and especially at level 4. If Chibi is able to find a gank pre-level 4, that could put RSG significantly behind.
Yep, you can see Homeboys as well. They're forming up to prevent any sort of invades from RSGMY to try and slow down Chibi's farm, and you can see the aggression coming from Izanami to try and harass them out as much as they can
to make enough impact. RSG can actually slow roll this to victory. They can play for neutral objectives, they can start scaling a lot sooner, and if they go even toe-to-toe against the Homeboys without giving them a lead, they should be able to edge it out.
Yeah, this is where RSG, they have to play the first engagement really, really well, and in this case, Izanami is going to be the playmaker from RSGMY. That one big wall charge steal to actually set up against the Fanny and follow up by Lexia is going to be detrimental for Homeboys, and that's something that Homeboys are very aware of. As you can see, they're setting up for the turtle for the bottom side. Wave players are coming in. Chibi making an attempt onto Izanami, missing the cables. And RSGMY is forced to disengage.
Ooh, almost a kill there, getting very, very close. Chibi committing quite a bit to it, but that's what you expect to see out of a Fanny. And this is pre-turtle as well. With 13 seconds on the clock, let's see whether Linkeza ends up dying here.
Yep, Linkeza was able to take a little bit more damage, still has the health to actually rotate towards the bottom lane, but do they want to try and threaten this? Because as of yet, Chibi doesn't have his purple buff, 10 seconds away. This is prime time for RSGMY to actually contest the turtle before Chibi gets his purple buff, but it seems like they don't really want to do it, and they don't want to risk it considering that Chibi is going to be focusing on purple buff, and it looks like they want to try and challenge this. Linkeza looking for the steals. They're calling in Iris to join the fight. It seems like they are going to go for the wraparound as they take down the Roma. Chibi doesn't have the purple buff, and RSGMY comes up on top with this rotation.
A really good call for the side of RSGMY. They understood that Feather Airstrike was going to be a problem, especially when they clump up together by Eternal. So bring the fight to the purple buff, and now Chibi has a significant lack of energy to really contest this.
Oh, this is smart decision making coming coming from RSGMY. Like, they understand the only timing where Fanny is the weakest is the 10-second minute window before the turtle spawns, just because the purple gets taken out, and they chose to fight it. And now, with Chibi not having the purple buff, this is not going to be a great time for him, especially when he transitions into his middle stage again. And RSGMY, they just bought themselves 1 to 2 minute time to try and scale up a little bit better now.
Let's not forget that the fact that Iris is able to get first push on this matchup, who's really weak at actually pushing these lanes. So, with that being said, RSGMY utilizing lane priority extremely well. They're putting their focuses a lot more on the top side.
Yep, Chibi now going to be making an attempt. He doesn't have the purple ball. He wants the gold core kill and links out, but Izanami steals the war charge. He turns the tide and takes Chibi out. How unfortunate. Lolios flickering forward, could not get the kill on Zakas, but he will settle down with the mage instead. And Adim now wants to return the favor. He's dropping down pretty low. They're calling in Link Aza, but RRG says they're a little bit too weak and they don't need to take unnecessary risks, considering that they have punished Chibi.
Nicely played by RSGMY. Lolios just minding his distance towards the tower, and now with a significant level advantage against Anip, he's going to siege this turret down soon, and purple buff instantly being taken away by Link Aza with the help of Iris taking that first push.
Yep, and meanwhile RSGMY going for a little bit more mid-control, and Chibi once again getting caught out without the purple buff, as RSGMY playing perfect objective games and mid-lane control right here, right now. And once again, Izanami, he does have the wall charge. He wants to go for a little bit more, but with Chibi out of the equation, they feel a little bit lighter now.
Yeah, and I think RSGMY with a 3k gold lead 4 minutes into the game, they are on track. Honestly, they're even ahead of the track as of right now. I was expecting this 3k gold lead to start coming around maybe the 6th to 7th minute of the game.
Oh my.
But now look at this, he can't even touch his orange buff. GB loses so much life and doesn't have retribution.
The amount of sustain Iris has to ego challenge Chibi, this is not something I was expecting, but just because he has the level advantage, he's just pressing it to the limit. Lexia, however, going to be caught out bottom side as well, going to be having an engagement where Serpat is going to be dived on with Izanami, so no wall charge for about 30 seconds from RSGMY. Meanwhile, the turtle up top is going to be up for grabs. Is Homebois going to be looking for this? No, they will not, and RSGMY will win all the trades on all fronts.
It's an impossible contention. You're up against a Balmond, he has position on you, and there's no way to really push him out. So Link Aza, if you're expecting to out-retribute him with a lethal counter and retribution combo, there's no chance. But now the purple buff is up, and there is going to be no lethal counter for Link Aza. He might get it up just in time, but we'll see the timing.
Again, they're prioritizing the purple buff, denying it away from Chibi. Chibi, he needs to find a way to get it, but RSGMY just is blocking every route that Chibi is trying to make. Iris flanking from behind, a preemptive feathered airstrike comes in, focuses on Bang. Iris immediately dives in and backs out. They baited out on major ultimate, and it seems like they want to try and pick a fight with Anip. Anip gonna get harassed out, half HP. Link Aza caught out a little bit more position, but Homeboys can't seem to interject and connect, and maybe even cut off the rotations as well.
I mean, look at how clean the housekeeping is right now. Bottom side, the waves are just about to crash. Iris loses no EXP as he rotates back down to the bottom side of the map. They've taken the top tier 1, and I'm guessing after Iris clears up this bottom side, he's going to rotate back up top side if Beatrix isn't able to claim tier 1. Subbot, dead.
Oh no, Serpat, he's down to his last health. He's probably dead, but he gets a charge. He's calling Izanami. There's no way he survives this. Izanami holding onto the wall charge, but eventually uses it to find the kill. So the Prince of Mage going to be farming a little bit more to build up his economy. Chibi, however, not having a great time, gets almost cancelled out. Lexia getting with Cheeky, almost going for the catch, but still, that's going to be Chibi hanging on for now. But bottom lane is pretty much done for Homeboys.
Yep, this is the lane rotation we were looking for. RSGMY just playing up against tempo here. 5k ahead, 6 minutes into the game against the Homeboys. They're going to maintain this, make sure that they control the purple buff, and as long as Chibi doesn't have it, he can't really do much.
Oh, Lexia going to be caught off. Zakas is pretty much stranded as well. Chibi tries to make a 10 on towards Lolios, but the shotgun coming in from Lolios hurts a little bit too much. Conceal plays coming from RGMY. They're diving on Bang. Iris is going to be zoning out the far side. A big wall charge coming from Zakas, but no follow-up coming in from RGMY, but they're tanky enough to completely back out unscathed. but it seems like they want to re-engage. They get the middle tower, and they will pick off Zakas before they disengage.
Hey, talk about keys to victory. Izanami with the mid lane domination plus EXP impact coming in from Iris, really setting the tone for the Homeboys. They have no outs at this stage of the game, and RSG, as long as they don't make mistakes, they can basically take whatever they want.
Yep, and at the same time, Anit is going to be zoned up. Do they force the sprint? Ling Aza looking to bait him out, but they just don't want to risk the engagement coming in. RGMI leading by 6.4k 7 minutes into the game. This is by far the cleanest game I've seen from RGMY for a very, very long time. However, top side, look at this. Sapat versus Iris once again, and Iris 2 levels ahead of Sapat.
Yeah, Sapat doesn't stand much of a chance. You can see even Chibi, he's given up on his own jungle, has to farm in enemy territory. RSG haven't spotted him just yet, but they don't mind because they're getting so much side lane pressure.
Oh, is this actually worth it? They're just losing out so much objective. The stuns coming in from Bang is barely tickling down onto his Ling Aza, and this is going to be a done for tier 2. Zakas tries to block the shot. Can he get one more auto attack? No, I think it's gone. No, he survives. He survives.
It's basically gone. Lolios can take it out whenever he wants to. He can hold it over Homeboys' head if he wants to. But at the end of the day, look at where their positions of RSGMY is. They're in their jungle. They are taking it as their own. They're burrowing deep and they're setting up trenches.
Oh, this is so risky coming from Homeboys, but it's something that Chibi's gotta do. He needs to build up his levels, eventually be the meat shield at RGMY, or maybe even a distraction against them, and it seems like a very difficult thing to do. As Homeboys, they're clumping up to secure Anim's farm while RGMY just cross-map plays across the map. But before that, let's take a look at the items real quick on how far ahead he needs to get, because as of yet, hold that thought for now. Seems like there's going to be a little bit of skirmish up top, as you can see, Lodios. Now, looks like it's not going to be happening anytime soon.
Yep. Again, RSG is currently 2 items up on the Homeboys. The proxying is happening on the top side of the map, but Iris is making sure his housekeeping is really good. He might actually get the kill here. No, GB, he's going to get out. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, RSG are 2 full items ahead of the Homeboys.
Yeah, this is something that I think Homeboys is taking a very, very risky play, you know, especially with Chibi going for the crossman plays, but he needs to make it happen if they want to have some sort of slim chance to actually make a comeback, because RGMY at this stage of the game, they're having full control. The double retribution coming from Ling Aza is so hard to fight. Bang getting completely zoned off by Iris before the fight even begins. Lexia gets a 3-man catch. He goes for the I'm Offender, tries to focus on Anim, but the focus fire seems to be disengaged. They get the Lord coming from RGMY, and they're grouped up to continue on with the fight, while the rest of RSG is going to be cutting off the back line. Chibi going to be re-engaging, but he just doesn't have the damage to do anything, and RSGMY comes up on top.
Played perfectly by RSGMY. They knew that Homeboys was going to try and make a steal happen with the help of Bang, with the help of Chibi, but unfortunately, no matter what they do, they can't seem to get on the inside of RSGMY's composition. Ligeza tanks through all the damage, and more importantly, when we're looking at Izanami, he is holding on to that wild charge until the very last second.
Yeah, Lulios just tried his best to actually kite Chibi on his own, burn out the entire energy charge coming from him, while flickering in towards the fight. So that was something that was a big micro play coming from RGMY with the Lord in hand. As of yet, here comes the I'm Offender. They catch on the Zakas. The wall charge comes in. Can they take down Lexia? Yes, they can. So a little bit of redemption coming from Homeboys, while Chibi is also cutting the back lines in the middle lane.
I think at this point, this game is done for, right? RSGMY basically have every lead possible. Homeboys, unless they can come up with a miracle play, maybe even a Lord steal here, like we saw yesterday, I don't see them bouncing back from this sort of damage.
Well, anything can happen. They've got to hang on for their dear lives, because Chibi is coming in. Iris getting blocked in. Chibi does have the damage, but he's getting zoned out a little bit more. But a little bit of a stuck there. Got stuck on towards the remains of the turret, but he's going to be A-okay. RGMY just a little bit too tanky as of yet.
For the rest of RSGMY, they don't have to make any proactive plays. They know that the next Lord, they can basically crack open an inhibitor, force a fight onto the Homeboys, and if Homeboys decide to walk out of their base or get anywhere near their purple buff, they've got that on lock as well. Take the orange buff, we literally do not care. The rest of RSGMY members, and I would highly suggest, especially for Lolios, to actually pick up that orange.
Yep, AI winning prediction going to be predicting on towards RSGMY. No purple buff for Homeboys once again. You can see Ling Aza even forcing up the Lido counter just to secure it away in case Chibi decides to get a little bit cheeky. Even on the bottom side as well, RG's purple buff doesn't even have it, and they actually denied it by by just killing off the buff and leaving the baby alive.
Yep, this is to ensure that GB will not have a purple buff. You go invade us, no problem, it's not going to be there. You try and contest your own jungles one, we're going to be there, and we have lethal counter to secure it no matter what.
Oh, this is a tough spot RGMY has put Homebois in, and I can see where they're going at, but how do you react to this? Because GB, he's going for this kind of split push plays, but eventually he needs the purple buff if he wants to go crazy. And time in the game, he was so close to actually taking out Lolios, not once, but multiple times. But as of yet, Zaka's going for the wall charge. Seems like they are going to force a fight without Chibi in this vicinity. But RGMI, they look pretty weak, but Lixia manages to escape this, but not for Izanami. As Subot tries to go ham, but eventually gets taken down, gets a double kill before he dies off. And Ani will be picked off solo by Ling Eza in the backline.
Alright, so it's a 3v2 situation. If Homebois tried to turn the tables, they got very close. GB gets mid lane, but he will not be able to contest this upcoming Luminous Lord. Therefore, RSGMY, I think they should have checkmate here.
Yeah, securing the Lord coming from RAGMY, they somehow managed to trade 50-50s. This is a little bit of glimmer of hope coming from Homebois, but RGMY, once again, they're continuing their pressure against this purple buff, and Ling Eza once again uses the lethal counter. No purple buff for Chibi. This is a pretty sad day for Chibi, man.
Yeah, he wanted to play Fanny, but he hasn't been able to make enough of an impact throughout this game. RCMY have just played a little smarter this time, and they're going to let mid lane push by itself with the majority of their forces heading down to the bottom side of the map, expecting Homebois to be there.
Yeah, Chibi's right here. He's lurking behind. He wants to cut the creep waves. I don't think RGMY is going to be checking the bushes, so that's going to be a small opportunity for Chibi to actually cut the next wave. Meanwhile, the vision's coming in. They do scout things out coming from RGMY, but the Lord is going to be knocking in the middle side. RGMY is going to be grouping up to try and get a little bit more out of this. But eventually, they need to force some sort of play. Lolios is right behind, and if he makes the wrong play, GB is going to come in. He goes for the snipe, Winds of Nature, getting baited out, and RGMY forced to back out to make sure that Lolios is kept alive. But the Haskell is going to be able to help him sustain all the damage and regain back all of his health. So it's going to be momentarily okay. While Homebois, they need to make another attempt. Izanami stealing all the feathered airstrike. They're going to sell off for the fight. And Homebois, they dive the backlines. They focus on Lolios. Here comes GB. He finally rejoins the fight, but he just doesn't have the damage to do so. While Iris is completely chunking down the backlines. Takes out two. Manages to escape out of the tussles of Homebois as Subot tries to do a little bit more. Chibi tries his best, but he won't get pulled back by Lexia with the arm offended. And Homebois, they've lost 3. Bang and Subot left, and RSGMY in prime position to go in for the finish. Izanami dives the backline, takes out Bang. Subot left all the load and the crystals exposed. RSGMY looking to take game 1, and they will secure it against Homebois.
A nicely played game coming in from RSGMY, completely locking out the Homebois since minute number 6. Well done, GG, well played for RSGMY.
What a clean game coming from RSGMY, fully understanding